No. Elérkezett a pillanat, hogy én is csináljak egy ilyen bemutató videó jellegű történetet. Úgyhogy most az F120-ról lesz szó. Megnézzük így együtt, hogy mik az újítások, miben változott, mi nem változott, és így összekapargattam, hogy nagyjából ilyen ezeket a negyedórás videókat, hogy miket kell úgy megnézni. Ugye múlt héten, mi van ma, csütörtök, múlt héten így a hétvégén kerültek fel videók a játékról. Most akkor megnézzük őket, hogy néz ki. Szerintem először nézzük meg a vietnámi pályát, mert az, ami új. Úgyhogy most a Tom 97-nek a videóját, azt hogy megmutatom nektek, hogy milyen ez a Andor, milyen lett ez a cucc. Közben itt átállítom a kijelző felvételre a cuccot. Játék felvétel mehet le. Na. Így. Na nézzük.
Of F1 2020, and this is my first exclusive video on the channel with the brand new game. It's still work in progress, but guys, if you're going to enjoy the video, smash the like button and subscribe if you are new, guys, for more F1 2020 content dropping over the next couple of days. So hit that subscribe button.
Ugye ez a új kijelzőnk most, így, ez a grides kijelzőnk. Hát remélem nem fog copyrightot rákapni egyébként, bízom benne.
But guys, this was my first race on this game, and I went straight to the deep end to do a 100% race around the brand new Vietnam circuit at Hanoi. You can see on screen right now, we have the brand new grid rundown animations for this year again, which actually look really damn sick. And guys, just a small one, we are limited to 15-minute videos only, which is why this video is within 15 minutes. I've had to really cut this down as much as I possibly can to make this video happen. So here we go, the 5 lights are on at Hanoi, and it's lights out, and away we go as Lewis Hamilton in the brand new Mercedes, and we're going to make our way down towards the...
Ugye ami újítás, az maga itt ez a lent a kijelző. Most ugye 3 módja lesz az RS-nek, lesz ami a kanyarokba adja le az energiát, lesz ami az egyenesekben, meg lesz egy csúcs teljesítmény, megkapjuk az overtake gombot, ugye ez meg az új pálya, ugye a hoodon most már 5 embert jelez ki, ugye körülötted, hát ugye veled együtt 5 embert, és ez most már dinamikusan fog változni. Ez mondjuk nekem tetszik, azért. Lehetne, mit tudom én, mondjuk még ezen is javítani, mert mondjuk 10 embert kiíratna szerintem simán, mert az úgy ide férne. Most így 5 embert ki tud írni, akkor még 6 simán ide fér alá. Úgyhogy ne is zavarjon annyira, meg azért... Ja. Már mondom, ez nem olyan nagy... Nem zavart az előző játékban se egyébként, hogy... nem volt ott az 5 ember, mert egyébként zavaró tud lenni, valaki zavar. Ez például. Az új festés a Mercedesnek, hát ugye az idei lemodellezték, ugye most már beletették a rendes autót, de most már nem a bemutatós történet van az egészben, hanem most már rendes autója van benne a Mercedesnek, azt hiszem a házt nem csináltak még meg talán. Ja.
Very tricky and very tight turn one. It's a very awkward corner, very slow, especially when you're in the pack here, and you have to be very careful about keeping your front wing in one piece. Then cutting across through turn number 2, and then we find a little bit of space here, so we kind of slot in on the racing line, and we started this race on the medium tyre, so we're going to be going quite long here today, 55 laps ahead of us, and there's a chance of rain later on in this video, guys, so stay tuned for that. You can see in the bottom right we are using the new overtake button right now, and then we quickly disable it. It was something that I had to learn in this race, how to properly really use it, and for this video, guys, I'm using a custom HUD/OSD layout and also a custom cam positioning, so I'll make a video about that later on down the line, nearer to when the game launches, for all of you guys who want settings about certain things in the game, so don't worry about that one. But
ja, meg ami még újítás a visszapillantó, most már az is lesz. Hát ez tulajdonképpen olyan, mint az autóban belső visszapillantó, tulajdonképpen arról szól az egész. Hát ez is ilyen, az e-sportosok kérték bele, azt hiszem, ők kérték ezt a játékba bele, úgyhogy igazából ez is ilyen extra dolog lesz még idén.
Now, here we are onto the first back straight, and it was an absolute massive straight. I couldn't believe how long it goes on for. You can see here now in the back straight, we're going to make it 3-1 here with the Williams and the Haas. We're going to pull to the inside using the overtake button, and we're now going to go very late on the brakes. That is very tight.
Az azért hideg Open egyébként, mert mondjuk több balkanyar van, nem, több jobbkanyar van a pályán, mint bal. Talán. Ami van balkanyar, az is tető lassú. Vagy ilyen középgyors. Igazából ezzel együtt kell tudni élni. Tehát a szimulátorban ezzel együtt kell élni.
Hairpin actually catches you out how tight is your full lock through here, just like at Monaco, and even then it's not quite enough, and actually Grosjean goes back around the outside and retakes P15. So for now, we started last, we've made our way up to P6.
Balos kanyarra gondolt Andor, szuper egyébként.
16, I believe, or 15 to be fair, so it's not been a bad start, and we're now trying to line up this Haas for a move as we go onto the first of the straights here. We're trying to look around the outside, but the Haas holds on quite nicely under braking, and to be fair, I had some pretty positive experiences with the AI. I won't talk about it too much because it's still work in progress and they're still being worked on, but there was a lot of positives that I took from this, and you guys will see it throughout the video. Here we go, on the back straight, and we're now using...
Kicsit állítok ma a hangom, mert kiveszem a mélyet, ne zavarjon titeket.
Pretty much a bit more overtaking. We're now going to have DRS right about now, halfway down the straight, as we actually run out of DRS. You can see in the bottom right, we're pretty much on 5%, so we are out of juice, and luckily we have just enough to get alongside, and we're going to go down the inside of Romain Grosjean here into the hairpin. We're kind of force him onto the curb, and that's going to give us P14 in this race. Getting a little bit loose there.
Igen, ez a kanyar egyébként olyan lesz, mint Monacóban lősz egyébként, hogy elnézem. Egyesig le kell váltani, azt majd teljesen alá kell szedni a kormányt, ezt majd szélesről, ez is olyan lesz, hogy itt lehet előzni, de szélesen kell majd alapvetően fordulni.
Of Romain Grosjean here into the hairpin. We're kind of force him onto the curb, and that's going to give us P14 in this race. Getting a little bit loose there on the exit. We then cut onto lap number 4, and we've got a yellow flag here going on to the back straight, and it's Antonio Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo on the right hand side there who's had an issue, and I believe he's out of the race. And just a few moments later, that retirement would actually trigger a virtual safety car, my first one on the game, as we were chasing down Kevin Magnussen. We almost run to the back of him there and almost lose our front wing, but we just about got away with it. As we now get ready for the restart after the VSC, we were actually in a really good position here because we was right behind Magnussen going onto the back straight, and we had a nicely charged ERS battery, so we deployed overtake straight away onto the back straight, and now we wait for the DRS, which comes right about now, pretty much halfway down the straight, and we're going to pull to the right hand side as Magnussen goes defensive, and we're going to try and boost past and make our way down towards the hairpin, and we just about get the racing line, and that's going to give us the position on the Danish driver. We then move on to lap number 8, and we are behind Kimi Räikkönen, and we're going to try and make light work of him once again, using the overtake mode once again, and waiting for the DRS. But you can see this time we're actually gaining even before DRS on the Iceman. We actually run out of ERS though, and run out of juice, and you can see we actually struggle to kind of get past the Alpha as Räikkönen goes up the inside. It's a close one, there's almost contact, and somehow we avoided contact in all of that, but we're going to absolutely send one here down the inside into the penultimate corner, into this kind of tricky hairpin, and we're going to make the move up to P11 now. So making great progress here as we try to hunt down Daniel Ricciardo, who's the next car. He's in the Renault, so here we go onto the back straight once again. It's going to be the only real overtaking spot around this track, to be fair. It's this one and the one before, which is the penultimate corner. Those were the two that I found myself constantly getting the benefit on the AI and kind of making those moves as we make our way up into the top 10. We're now behind Perez, and this was a first for me. Watch what happens here. Perez puts the gas on, and he loses the back end, and I run first for me. Watch what happens here.
Igen, tehát most már az is újítás, hogy az AI is hibázik. Egyébként ez egy jó pont. Ez úgy tetszik. Hogy kíváncsi leszek, hányszor fog hibázni az AI.
Perez puts the gas on and he loses the back end, and I run into the back of him, but that was a first for me. The AI losing
the lett egy kis chip off ott a front, a első szárnyon.
I lost my wing, and now Räikkönen and Ricciardo all over the back of me. They're swarming all over the back trying to look for a move, and we've got wing damage, and I'm trying to sort out a pit stop.
Igen, ez az új pit izé. Mondjad már. Minek mondják ezt? Kijelző, hogy gyere be a boxba, ez a HUD, ez is új egyébként. Ez a confirm change képcsalent, mert most már írja izé a box kiállást is, hogy hányra tervezi, hány kiállásra tervezi. Ugye milyen gumit teszel vissza, az eddig is volt, meg hogy ugye mikor, melyik körbe.
And we've got wing damage, and I'm trying to sort out a pit stop, and we're being bombarded by cars left, right and centre, and we just have to back out of it. The AI was so late on the brakes into the hairpin, and eventually by the end of the lap we were struggling with understeer, so I decided to bow into the pit lane and strap on a new front wing, and I'm going to go for another set of mediums. I could have gone softs in hindsight, but because I've not done any races on this and I'm not familiar with the track, I didn't know tyre wear either, so I'm going to play it safe and head onto the medium compound tyres. And like I said, we're going to strap on a brand new front wing. There's a first glimpse of the pit animations and the new pit crew of the kind of new shiny visors they've got this year, which I really like. And yeah, we're just pretty much waiting for this, and we can get underway. It's a 9.1 second pit stop as we strap on a brand new set of the medium tyres, and we're now going to get ready for this very, different pit exit just up the entry. It kind of cuts the track. The exit is the same, so the exit cuts turn 1 and 2. So you'll see now when we go up to speed, you've got to be careful here because you think you can go flat, but you can't. You've got to lift a little bit because otherwise it will catch you out and you will go straight into the wall. But there we go, leaving the pit exit now. Just behind Danica Fiat in the Alfa Tauri, and here we go onto the back straight then. Lap 11 out of 55. We are 1/5 of the way through this race as we open up the taps a little bit, with the engine mode, and we open up the RS as well, and using overtake mode we're going to pull to the outside, and we're going to make a comprehensive move there on the Russian, getting ahead before the brake zone, which was crucial, and we take P18. We're now behind the Williams of George Russell. We're going to try and line out for a move here on the pit straight, actually down towards turn number 1. We're going to try our luck around the outside here. Not much grip on the outside off the racing line, but we try to make it work using the curb on the inside of turn 2 for some extra rotation, hashtag extra rotation there from JD, and we make our way back up.
Igazából a grafikával nem lesz gond, szerintem, túlságosan.
P17, and at this point it was just a recovery drive because the strategy was to go medium soft, but instead of medium, as we make a beautiful move around the outside of Latifi through sector 3. Sector 3 is definitely my favorite part of the track. The S is really fun, and I absolutely love them as we now move.
Viszont a pálya nekem nem ízik valamiért. A pálya az valahogy nem jön be, majd meglátom még. Én nekem úgy olyan az a pálya, hogy skippelni fogom majd a karrierbe. Nem tetszik.
Move on to lap number 17. Multiple cars had pit for their scheduled stops, and we made our way back up to P11. And we're now once again behind Kimi Raikkonen as we go through turns 3 and 4, kicking out onto the first of the back straights. This one's a little bit shorter, but still long enough to the point where you can challenge a car here, and we're going to get the run on Kimi, and we're going to send one down the inside into this very tricky Mickey Mouse hairpin combo as we just about get the legs on him and outbrake him nicely, and that is going to give us P10 once again in the Vietnam Grand Prix. And the very next lap was in the back of Esteban Ocon.
Értem, tehát ez lesz itt a körforgó majd. Kell majd elsőbséget is adni? Balról jövőnek?
Into this very tricky Mickey Mouse hairpin combo as we just about get the legs on him and outbrake him nicely, and that is going to give us P10 once again in the Vietnam Grand Prix. And the very next lap was in the back of Esteban Ocon, who's been overtaken by Ricardo. So both of the Renaults line astern just in front of us, and we're going to try and get past both of them. First of all though, it's the Frenchman, and we're going to try and look for a move here using the overtake mode and now the DRS as we run up towards the hairpin. 340 Ks as we try to look for a space. Both of these guys side by side here, and I have to just back off and watch them battle as we try to find a bit of a space to make an overtake, as Ocon actually makes a beautiful move on Ricardo and retakes P8. Meanwhile, we're getting the run on Ricardo here using overtake mode. We're going to go to the outside, but there's no way through into this, and this is a good example of Sector 3. I'm trying to look for a move here, but Ricardo's having none of it. The AI really aggressive this year, and we now go for this beautiful flowing section. It's really good, especially in qualifying. When you hook it up, the car feels fantastic around here. You've got it underneath you, and we're going to go for the infamous move into the penultimate corner here, getting very close, and now we're going to outbrake Ricardo down the inside. A little bit of contact, but we make the move stick, and there we go. P9 is ours, and job done. And now we can go back on the hunt after Esteban Ocon, who is in the Renault, who actually passed Lando Norris, to be fair. Lando, I believe, was struggling on his tyres, and he had to pit eventually, and that is going to give us yet another position in this race, and hopefully now we can finally make a move on the Frenchman. And here we go, once again, typical move, trying to line up the exit, because traction is quite difficult in second.
Úgy irányításra jobbnak tűnik egyébként eddig. Nekem. Most már nem az van, mint eddig, hogy le kell váltanod egyesig, hogy beperdüljön a kanyarba a kocsi, azt utána hirtelen vissza kettesbe meg hármasba. Tehát nekem ez így az irányítás terén így bejön a dolog, de majd kiderül, hogy milyen lesz. Olyan sokkal természetesebbnek tűnik így az autónak a mozgása.
In third gear this year, you've got to really make sure you get it nice and smoothly, and now we're going to make a very simple move here, waiting for the right time to deploy overtake, because the ERS uses up really quick this year. When you use overtake, you don't have very long with it, so you've got to make sure you use it wisely, because it really depletes the bar and it takes a long time to charge.
Ezzel az overtake-omban majd csinyán kell bánni, hallod, mert nem nyomogathatod orba szájba.
Nice move on Ocon, and we're now P6 as Carlos Sainz makes his stop. So it's been a good second stint on the mediums, recovering quite nicely, making our way through the field, and it was at this point where the clouds then started to form a little bit, and we got our first messages of rain was inbound. So yeah, you can see now we've got Verstappen in the pit lane there for the Red Bull team, Bottas as well, but with the nature of the pit exit, it means that Bottas gets back ahead of us, and Verstappen is going to rejoin just behind us. Even though he looked so far behind in the pit straight, he's actually right behind us now. So quite interesting actually. It really has a unique dynamic, the way the pit entry and exit works around here. It makes it for, I think it's quite a short pit stop to be fair. And the very next lap, Verstappen goes for a very audacious move here. We just
változtattak rajta headlights, tehát most már az van, hogy lesznek ki 3 állása. Nem kell körönként kapcsolgatnod, hanem majd visszatölt magától rendesen. Mondjuk ez szerintem még mindig a leegyszerűsített verziója annak, mint ami élőben van, mert szerintem még a feltekert motornak is van egy csomó állása amúgy. Hát mindegy, jó az nekünk, legalább tudjuk, hogy nem kell sokat gondolkozni rajta azon, hogy hogy fog tölteni, nem. Lesz, ami itt tölt, lesz, ami ott tölt, meg lesz egy csúcs teljesítmény, ezt ennyi.
Eventually, he was on, fresh off tyres. He was too damn quick, and onto the back straight. I used some overtake to try and stay in front. And to be fair, the straight line speed was pretty good, and you can see Verstappen all up in my mirror here, but eventually with the DRS he does make the move. I've now run out of ERS deployment, so I'm going to give this one up. You know, we ain't got the pace for this, unfortunately. Verstappen's much quicker on those soft tyres, and we just have to yield and accept defeat. And the very next lap, Alexander Albon was also very quick, and he was even quicker than Verstappen, so I thought to myself, you know what, no point fighting this. We actually turn the engine down, pull over, and let him get on with it. And the reason being is because I wanted DRS on the back straight, which is what I got, and it just helps keep the pace up. We eventually skip onto lap 36 though, and you can see now it's got very dark here at Vietnam. The rain is starting to fall, and the pace is slipping away a little bit now, and I was struggling on these tyres now. They were quite worn. I did a very long stint on these, and it was all about just looking at the skies, waiting for the weather. You can see Albon now is about 20 seconds ahead, as on lap 42, I've had enough of these tyres. I'm going to peel off for a set of inters. I could have gone for one more ideally, but my tyres just had no more laps in them, like they were done, so I had to pit and accept maybe a bit of pain on the inters at first, but we just had to get out of the way because I didn't have another lap left in these, and also Sainz was behind me on the soft tyres. Yeah, we're going to pit. Surprisingly, we got a front wing change. I watched the footage back. I didn't click on front wing, so I'm not quite sure what happened. It must have been a very light run. I didn't even notice because I was convinced I had no damage, and the car felt fine. So I'm not sure what happened there, but another slow 9-second pit stop as we're currently down to P12, as we're now going to take the pit exit. And again, the nature of this means that we are going to get right back into the thick of it, and we almost run a bit wide there, just, you know, going a bit too hot, but we do get back ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, which is good. So we rejoin P11 on the inters, and we're on the cusp of points with no more stops in this race, as it's going to go to the finish now in these conditions. And at the end of the lap, you can see here we've got a few more cars pitting. Also worth noting, the rain light this year has changed. It's a bit more like the real life one, so it flashes a lot more, which I really like. It's a nice little touch, but adds to the realism of the game. And we then move on to lap 44, and eventually most cars at this point had pit for the inters. We're now behind Sergio Perez, and it's Mercedes 2020 versus Mercedes 2019 as we get very close to the wall. Perez giving me a massive squeeze, but we are going to make the move here on the inside into the heavy brake zone as DRS gets disabled, running in a little bit hot there, but we just about get the car under control, and we move up into 7th place. At this point,
de legalább már nem úgy tűnik egyébként, hogy esőbe kimegy a picsába az autó. Mert ugye kigyorsításon mindig küzdeni kellett eddig a játékokba. 19-ben legalábbis. Még néha 18-ban is emlékszem, tehát ott is brutális volt az eső néha.
Pit for intermediates, including Carlos Sainz. Let's see where he is though. There is a Williams even the pit exit. I think Sainz is going to be really, really close with us here as we go through turn number 2. Who's going to come out in front? It's going to be Sainz just by a fraction, so we're going to have to get past him once again. We get very, very close there into turn 3, and we almost lost our front wing, but luckily we didn't. And then eventually at the end of lap 45, we're going to line up a beautiful move here on the McLaren driver. My first laps in the rain, and I was feeling pretty confident. The car was working well, and you could feel the Mercedes was a good car in these conditions.
Nekem igazából annyi bajom a box kijárattal, hogy az évre jön rá, ahol mennek egyébként is, ugye.
You can see as well in the top left, the gap to Alex Albon is 20.1 with 10 laps to go. And I went on an absolute tear. This stint was incredible because the gap went from 20.3 all the way down to 2.6. And you can see Albon right there in front of us on the last lap. We caught up 18 seconds in 10 laps. Like, the pace was incredible. And 2 more laps.
9 kör alatt lehozta 20 másodpercet majdnem. Az érzésem, hogy a Mercedes az megint rohadt erős lesz a játékban.
And I could have had it, but in the end, we are going to cross the line in P6. And there you go. That was my first race on this game, a 100% race around Vietnam. I apologize for talking a lot in this video, but...
Mi van még itt? Az éjszakát akarom még megmutatni. Amúgy. Ezt is a Tom 97 csinálta. Nem.
Right guys, so here we are.
Ez az.
Oh yes guys, we are back once again for some more F1 2020 exclusive gameplay here today, and this is a 50% race around Abu Dhabi. We're going to be starting from the back of the grid and doing a kind of dusk/late evening to midnight time transition, so you're going to be seeing your first nighttime gameplay of the game here today, and we're racing in the Ferrari of the now departing Sebastian Vettel, of course, who is leaving the team at the end of the season. But guys, really quickly, I did a video the other day around the Vietnam circuit, guys. I did a 100% race from the back of the grid as Lewis Hamilton. If you haven't seen it, guys, I'll leave it linked in the top right hand corner. That video, guys, over 20,000 views. Massive thank you for the support. And also, guys, the subscriptions weren't that high in that video. I was really surprised. So if you guys could, you know, drop a like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it, guys.
Mindig az AMG GT-s. Na mindegy.
And I'll be bringing you guys a lot of new content on this game, and also when the game does eventually release, I'll be covering hot laps and also setups and tips and tricks, guys, for all of you to help you out on this brand new game, and also give you my thoughts and opinions once it does release, and hopefully it will help you guys get on with the game a little bit easier and things.
Annyira nem feltűnő egyébként, hogy GTS vagy GTR van, de ez a GTS.
Go a bit more normal, so I'd greatly appreciate it, guys, if you could drop me a sub, and it would really massively help me out in terms of my channel moving forward. But today, guys, we are here at Abu Dhabi, as I mentioned before. You can see there is Lance Stroll in his pink Mercedes getting ready for the start of the race, and we're now going to run you through the grid really quickly for the start of this race. So starting from pole position, it is my teammate Charles Leclerc, Valtteri Bottas P2, Hamilton 3rd, Verstappen in 4th. Then behind them we have Daniel Ricciardo in 5th, actually really good race, or qualifying should I say, from him, with Albon P6, Sainz P7, Ocon 8th, Perez P9, Kimi Raikkonen 10th. Then we've got Stroll and Grosjean, Kvyat Giovinazzi, Norris and Magnus P9, Kimi
Grosjean. Vajon hol terem össze megint?
Raikkonen 10th. Then we've got Stroll and Grosjean, Kvyat Giovinazzi, Norris and Magnussen, Gasly and Russell, and then at the back is Latifi and myself, Sebastian Vettel. But we're now going to move into the race, starting from the back, and we're going to be starting on the medium compound tyres here today at Yas Marina. So here we go then, getting ready.
Ja, hang ami élőben van. Ugye, hogy kigyulladnak a rámpák, ez egy ting. Tudod?
For the 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go, and it's a pretty decent start on the mediums, to be fair, as we make our way down towards turn number 1, being very cautious at first. You know, you got to really make sure you keep your front wing in one piece. It's a long race, you know, 28 laps, so we ain't got to win it on the first corner, and as Ron Dennis said, in order to finish first you have to finish. So taking it very easy here in the first part. Gasly in front, also on the medium tyres in the Alpha Tauri, as we make our way now into this little chicane complex here, and just trying to find a bit of space really. Everyone's kind of too wide and making a bit of a roadblock here, so I decided to go really wide into the hairpin to open up the line and get a bit of a switchback, therefore giving me the traction and the acceleration. And now on the exit, here we go, using the overtake button in the bottom right and some rich mix. We're going to pull to the inside, making it 3 wide already on lap number 1, and we make a nice move there. Gasly still hanging on, and as we go into the brakes, we do dive in on the inside. Gasly though still trying to hold on the outside. He does a good job, to be fair, of keeping his car there. We have to leave some space. We went a little bit wide on the exit, as there was a little bit of contact mid-corner, but eventually we get the move done and we pick up 2 places and move up into 18th place as we now begin chase to go after George Russell in the Williams car as we go into the start of sector 3. And this little chicane here actually has been modified a little bit. It's been opened up a little bit, and the curbs and the bollards have been replaced. You'll see that later on in more detail, but here we are behind Russell, and I'm going to use a little bit of rich mix and overtake here actually, because I've got a chance, and I'm going to try and slip down the inside into this 90-degree right just before the hotel section. A little bit of contact as Russell turns in, but we get the move done, and we are up to P17. So a good first lap, making up a few places as we now come to lap 2. We get right on the back of Lando Norris here, going through the hairpin, opening up the line, getting a bit of a switchback on him, and we are right underneath his gearbox, going onto the back straight. And we're going to try and make a light work of him. So we pull to the inside, using overtake once again. We quickly turn it off, and you can see once we turn the overtake mode off, we're literally identical for straight line speed, but then on the brakes, we go a little bit later, holding the inside line. Lando trying to go around the outside, but he can't make it work, and there we go. Good progress, and making light work of these guys actually, and the car working really, really well. You can notice the straight line speed of the Ferrari is quite prominent in this year's game. And
ja igen, amit észrevettem én is, hogy a egyenesbeli sebesség az reális lesz a Ferrari-ra nézve. És tényleg OP lesz.
And you can see the difference compared to other cars around you, but we're now behind Magnussen. He's in P16 in the Haas. We're going to try and pick him off as well, and this time we're going to go to the outside as Magnussen actually goes really, really defensive, and that's a new perk of the AI this year. They really defend hard, and actually Magnussen converts the defensive move into an offensive one by diving in
Magnussen
Fiat, who is on the mediums, and suddenly Magnussen
Fiatot védekezésbe támadás lett.
The DRS and the overtake, man. We're going to pull to the outside and make it 3 wide, and we pull off a beautiful move around the outside. Magnussen still trying to hang in there, but we just about pick it up there going into the chicane, and that was a really nice sequence there, and a good showcase of the improved AI around here, where Magnussen was defending right to the inside and then converted that into an attack move on Fiat, and then actually got past as well and still tried to re-challenge me into the brake zone after that. So fair play. We're now behind one of the alphas as we go onto the back straight there on the very next lap, and we are making mincemeat of the AI here. As we go into the chicane though, there's a yellow flag, so that stops me from going for the dive. We have to back off and wait. It's one of the cars ahead. It's Racing Point, I believe, and I'm not sure which one it is, but you can see him there with the smoke coming out the back. He's going to pull over. I think it's Perez. Yeah, it is Perez out of the race. Meanwhile now, we enter the green flag zone, and we're going to challenge the Alpha here down the inside on the brakes. Nice little move there. The Alpha also on the medium tyres, and we get by, and we make up yet another position on Antonio Giovinazzi, and we are now P12 after just 4 laps. So we are making really good progress. And also I want to mention I was running 105% AI today, guys, in this race, just so you know. And you saw just there.
Szarul gyorsított ki Grozon. Grozon volt, ja.
5% AI today, guys, in this race, just so
Vagy
you
ki,
know.
nem tudom.
And you saw just there at the hairpin, Grosjean making a mistake on the exit. He got the power down, got a little bit loose, and that put us right on his gearbox. But look at the speed of that.
Figyelted, hogy ráküld az overtake-et, rögtön megjött az erő.
Here, as we go to the outside this time, Grosjean defending the inside.
Hogy felpörgött a motor, hallottátok?
Switch back once again. You guys know how I roll around here, and we're going to focus on our exit. This time we are really, really close here, and we open up DRS once again onto the second back straight, and this time we breeze past, and Grosjean actually, he didn't turn his engine up. I think he knew that the move was done, so he decided to back off and let us through. So there we go.
Köszönöm Fame 200-as Zani.
As we're now P11, and you'll see that mistake he made later on in the race as well. I believe some more cars make that error. So again, proving that AI do make mistakes in this game. But now onto lap 6, you can see Lance Stroll here. He's challenging Kimi Raikkonen for position, and both of these guys on the soft tyres, and they're getting pretty worn out at this stage. And we've been.
Hát látod Milán, hogy ja igen, a köd. Az ki van javítva. Úgy látom, hogy ki van javítva.
Benefit from them going side by side, and we get very, very close to the.
Csak a lámpák körül, de az teljesen rendben van.
And we get onto the blue stuff, but we do make the move, and we pick up yet another 2 places, and we move up to 9th place. So a lovely double overtake once again on Kimi and Stroll, and that was really good racing once again from the AI. Fair but hard racing, which I absolutely love in this game. And eventually on lap 8, a few of the soft tyre runners started to make their pit stops as we close up to Esteban Ocon in the Renault, and at the end of the straight you can see here we're now right behind him, and we're going to get the DRS of course again on this straight, and we're going to use up a bit of the overtake mode here as we tuck into the slipstream, and we're going to try and line up for a move as we pick up that extra speed. 325 k's, here we go, outside it is, yes it is. Ocon does defend to be fair, but we're going to commit to this on the outside, and you can see visibly Ocon struggling for grip with those soft tyres now, and the medium is definitely tight to be on. As we cut onto the end of the lap, we set a new personal best, and the remaining soft tyre runners are in the pit lane. So we are going to lead the race actually for the first time, which is great. So here we go on to the next lap, and Charles Leclerc on fresh soft tyres actually caught up to us here. Really nice camera angle here going through this section, and then Charles goes for a worldy move around the outside. We hold on though, and then on the next one there's contact between the two of us, and Leclerc manages to hold on. There's almost a spin, but Leclerc there just clipping my right rear, and that could have been pretty catastrophic, and I'm sure Maranello may have just held their breath for a second. But eventually the very next lap Leclerc was too quick, and I thought to myself, you know what, let's not fight too hard. He is my teammate. We'll let him go by, and instead we'll try and hold up Bottas a little bit, who's behind us, and allow Leclerc to pull away and hopefully secure the race win. So there we go. At the end of the lap, we are now scheduled to box for our first of 2 pit stops here today. And originally I was doing a medium soft. I changed my strategy the mid-race to medium soft. A medium soft. I changed my strategy the mid-race to medium soft.
Olyan volt, mint a hátra ugrott volna Mercedes, de nem.
Compound available, and it's pretty much going to be now all flat out to the end, and we're going to have a little bit of fun on these soft tyres. So you see the mechanics there getting to work. The pit stop animations definitely look a lot smoother this year, in my opinion. Also, the way the cars pull into and pull out the pit box looks a lot more natural. But there we go, shiny new red tyres on the car, and we're going to get back underway then as we exit, of course, the very unique pit exit at Abu Dhabi. And the question is, where are we going to rejoin? Because you know, we was running in P9, I believe, before the pit stops, and we rejoined in P10. So actually, Ocon has got back ahead of us with, of course, him pitting on that lane. So we're going to have to get past once again. You see the grip difference on the fresh soft tyres here, as we're all over the back of Ocon already here as we go through the hairpin, getting the power down, and we're going to crank up the engine. We've got pretty much a full ERS bar to deploy, so we're going to be using a lot of that here as we go on to this first back straight. Ocon actually holding on. You can see when the AI run overtake mode, they've got some pretty good straight line speed, but we're going to get the run. We're going to go to the outside here, look for the move. We commit this time to an outside overtake.
Arra leszek kíváncsi, hogy ezt az overtake módot ezt így folyamatosan nyomni kell a gombját, vagy így lenyomod egyszer és utána ki kell kapcsolni.
And Ocon has to leave the space, and we make a beautiful move on the Frenchman and pick up P9. The very next lap though, we get onto the back of Kimi, and he makes it very easy for us as he peels off into the pit lane, and we get a P8 for free, so no effort there whatsoever, and we can now get our head down and focus on getting a purple lap, which is exactly what we did, 137.4. Now we're closing in on Ricciardo and Sainz, who are the next 2 cars up the road. So let's see if we can make some moves here as we now cut a few laps later, and we're now on the back of Danny Rick going through the hairpin. You'll see here Ricciardo make a mistake again. He gets a bit loose, and we almost run to the back of him. So the AI definitely do make errors now, which is really good. We saw that.
Renault az ilyen matt egyébként, srácok. Mert nekem nagyon mattnak tűnik, amúgy minden. Ők is átálltak a matt fényezésre, vagy mi? Na mindegy.
In the previous episode that I mentioned before. So here we go then, side by side drag race with Ricciardo. We've actually turned off the overtake mode. You can see Ricciardo actually edging ahead once again, but on the brakes, on the fresh tyres, we make a nice simple move as we get offered a strategy option change. I believe it's for a different lap to pit, but we're now going to begin chase, and we're going to try and hunt down Carlos Sainz, and we was stuck behind him throughout the entirety of the third sector as more cars are in the pits, and we're going to be making a move. Sainz, of course, now struggling on those medium tyres, so this should be a fairly straightforward overtake. We're scheduled to pit around lap 20, so we've still got some life left in these, as we have a nice little camera angle here. And same move as always, really. We're going to wait for the back straight, and we're going to try and line them up. You can see we get very close in this section, and literally running on Carlos's Sainz T-wing. But here we go at the hairpin. Sainz struggling for traction a little bit there. We get a nice clean exit, and we're on the back of him already here, even before the DRS. And with some overtake mode, we walk past McLaren and move up into P5 now. So making really good progress, and so far so good. The car is working phenomenal. I am using a default setup as well, so you can always go quicker, but of course using the default setup you are going to be somewhat limited, as we've got more cars in the pit lane here on lap 18, and we are going to inherit P3. So yeah, more cars in the pit, and we're going to have the benefit, of course, of the soft tyres, because everyone's going on to mediums now, so we should be quicker.
Egyébként utána néztem, teszten is ilyen hangja volt a Ferrari-nek, tehát valamivel megbuerálták a hangot, amúgy élőben is. Tehát valami ilyesmi hangja volt a Ferrari-nak a teszten.
In the final stint, as a motorbike goes by outside, I do apologise for that one, boys. But yeah, we take P1 as the remaining cars pit, and on lap 20, the very next lap, we're going to box now for our final stop and some fresh tyres. There was Leclerc, he got right behind us, but not as close as last time, so there was no...
Żółty zamlazwan, to jest... Észre is kéne modellezni. Tehát... Ilyen háromfélének kellene benne lennie. Lenne az alap, ugye? Ami lenne ugye az autókon, mert azt szoktak használni az év túlnyomó részébe. Lenne egy monzai csomag, meg lenne egy monakói. Ezt a hármat. Tehát igazából ennyi. Tehát ennyit kellene megcsinálniuk, csak hát gondolom nincs erre kapacitásuk. Lenne egy monzai autó, meg ilyen belga autó, meg lenne olyan, ami Monakóra van, meg lenne ez. Egyébként nem mondasz hülyeséget, mert ez nem lenne olyan nagy kaland megcsinálni. De mégis adna valami pluszt az egészhez.
Here we go. One more set of soft tires and we're going to push to the end. Hopefully we'll pick up the fastest lap. And fingers crossed we could try and make a charge for possibly a top 5, top 4 finish. That'd be pretty cool. So let's see what kind of pace we have in this car for the remaining laps on the default setup. There is Verstappen, I believe, in the Red Bull. So he's the man we're looking for. As once again, and for the final time, do this pit exit as this motorbike outside of my street goes by. But there we go. Right, back down to business. Let's chase Max Verstappen. We've got 7 laps to do it. So let's get down to work. Lap number 1.
Az a magas szárnyak mondjak. Mert a papaszárnyakkal mennek nagyon.
Lap of the race, 36.2. So 1.2 quicker than our previous best. And we're already inside 3 seconds of Verstappen.
És akkor neked kellene válogatnod, hogy mit tudom én, most ez a pálya jön. És akkor te ezt az aerócsomagot kéred, de kérhetnéd éppen a másik kettőt is, attól függ, hogy hova állítod be a kocsit.
Gap, and we're trying to P5. So this is a race for P4 here. We have managed to overcut Albon with our strategy, so somehow we managed to beat him. He must have got caught up in traffic or something, so that was really, really good. And here we are there behind Max on lap 25, and we had DRS on the first part of the straight, and we're going to get it again, but this time we're much closer. And with some overtake mode, we're going to go for a really risky move here. To the inside we go, very close to the wall, and we pick up the position. Job done, and that is P4 in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. A nice, clean, decisive move, and that is going to be your lot for the race as we go through the final corners. You can hear the fireworks going off in the background, new sound effect there as Charles Leclerc crosses the line and wins for Ferrari from start to finish. Hamilton is going to get second, Bottas P3 and wins. You can hear the fireworks going off in the background, new sound effect there. He's going to get second, Bottas P3, and we're going to come home in P4.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Igen, ez az új grafika, ez a Driver of the Day. Most már az is benne van.
Well, what a drive that was to take the win for Ferrari today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so
ez az, ami soha nem fog bekövetkezni amúgy. Kizárt, hogy itt nyerjen a Ferrari.
And there we go then, boys. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on it. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also subscribe if you are new, guys.
Lehetetlen. Mert soha nem nyertem még ezen a pályán. Ja, még amit meg akartam mutatni, az ez. Igen.
Welcome to Monza, where the crowd are ready for today's action. And we hope you're ready to see the world's best drivers fighting it out for that #1 spot. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Here we are, guys. A 100% race around the Italian Grand Prix driving as Charles Leclerc. I'm so excited for this. Let's just get right into it. We're starting from the back of the grid. And I'm so excited for this. Let's just get right into it. We're starting...
Igen, hát ez ugye maradt a régi, igazából. Ami eddig is volt, ugye? Ugyanaz lesz igazából, tehát itt lehet többféle stratégiát is választani.
From the back of the grid, and looks like we're going to have some rain to interfere at the back end of this race. 5 red lights, and away we go for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's see if we can do Ferrari proud here. We've got our teammate Sebastian Vettel starting off the front row of the grid, and yeah, let's see how quickly up the grid we can get. This will be a really good showcase as we head into turn 1. No room there, so I just really had to cut the corner to really just avoid running into the side of Gasly. But it's P17 at the moment. This is going to be a fantastic show.
Ja, nektek eddig hogy tetszik? Amúgy nem is kérdeztem.
Showcase as to what the overtake button can do for you when you press it. We're in the best car for it. The Ferrari is the greatest in a straight line of the 2020 cars, and I also have trimmed off a little bit of downforce. I think 4-6 wings, and we should be pretty darn slippery in a straight line to get some overtakes made. So 53 lap race, a full length Grand Prix as you would see in real life, and yeah, we're going to see what the strategy is, whether we'll possibly interfere with that, you would expect. But now we press the overtake button, and you can see we're just zooming in and out of traffic. This Ferrari is absolutely phenomenal in a straight line. We get up the inside of one of the AlphaTauris, that being Pierre Gasly, and that is P15 for us. So not a bad start. 5 positions in the first lap. We now make some inroads on Carlos Sainz, who's bottled up behind Giovinazzi. He's bottled up behind his teammate Lando Norris, and they're all defending to the inside as we head into Parabolica. We fly past not 1, not 2, but 3 cars on the run into Parabolica, and the final overtake is proving to be a little bit difficult as we've got Norris on the inside. Thankfully, we managed to clear him around the outside.
Ezután átmegyünk a My Team-es izére.
The McLaren,
mert olyan is van.
and look at us, we're absolutely flying in this race. We seem to be just catching people at the right time, it seems, as we defend to the inside at turn 1. Grosjean trying to put a move on us around the outside, not quite doing there. 3 wide for these AI. The exit of turn 1 is not going to fare well for Sergio Perez, and we get up the inside of him. So we're really expelling the battery at this stage, and this is all in an effort to just clear the traffic early. You have no idea how much time you can save just by clearing the traffic.
Jeff az azért jön velünk gyerekek, mert ő a mi saját versenymérnökünk karrier szerint.
Running your own race, but we seem to be doing pretty well for the moment. Our teammate
És akkor a baj az, hogy nem találkozunk vele sose.
Sebastian Vettel is getting away. I'd say he's about 10-12 seconds ahead at this stage. So although the progress has been amazing, we really do need to keep going if we want to have a chance of winning this race. Slipstream and DRS, and just look at this. The overtake button is insane as we fly around the outside of Lance Stroll there on the run into Ascari. And here's the replay from Stroll's rear wing. We had to take to the right-hand side of the circuit. There was actually a bit of extra pavement there, which allowed us to kind of scoot around the outside of Lance Stroll there. That was perfect timing for that bit of extra track to be there, and we made the most of it. P8. Next up, we've got the big boys, or the start of the big boys, that being the top 3 teams. Not Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon. That's always a tongue slip for me. I don't know why, but it is sometimes. Double overtake once again, and we just caught Raikkonen and Albon at the perfect time, and now we're pushing on for the top 5. Next up is Ricciardo, who had a really good showing here in 2019. I believe P4 in the Renault was the best result that they managed to get. Here's Ricciardo actually making a move on Max Verstappen at turn 1. This is unprecedented. I didn't think the Renault was that good on the 2020 Performance Index. But Ricciardo is doing bits here today in this Italian Grand Prix. Flies past Verstappen. Verstappen might have a response here on the next lap, as we are now in slipstream range of these guys. We press the overtake button once again. It's party mode here at Ferrari as we fly past both of them. goodbye, Ricardo. And whoa! Ricardo, where did that come from? That is absolutely mental. The amount of
Dive-bomb-mester.
bravery that he took into turn 1. The AI are a lot smarter this year, guys. They will try and break the slipstream, they'll try and defend a little bit more, they'll squeeze you off a little bit, and now they will try and dive bomb you back. Just like your average F1
Igen, nekem is azt tűnt, hogy gyorsabban tölt az RS.
2019 online player.
Na, itt meg kibáztak Hamiltonék. Ritka. Ritka.
Here's a replay from Lewis Hamilton's on board in the Mercedes right behind his teammate, and it looks like they both made the same mistake as track conditions are really falling off the cliff here. That being the tyre, you know, the temperature of the circuit, and also a bit of dampness on the track starting to emerge, and both Mercedes critically making a mistake at the exact same time, which was very interesting.
That's another
thing. The AI can make
mistakes
in this year's game. And it's going to be very important in career mode to pick a teammate who has got good experience, good awareness, good racecraft, and minimize those kind of mistakes. But yeah, it's pit stop time. Sebastian Vettel got called in at the perfect time. DRS has been disabled, so it is now time for the intermediate tyres. We've been hung out to dry, or shall I say, hung out to get absolutely soaked by Ferrari. So nice number 2 driver strategies here by the team, and I can tell you, when the rain hits, it's a completely different system this year. The conditions change so quickly. It's like flicking a switch. All of a sudden, like, you'll have decent grip, but then all of a sudden, the track will be like an ice skating rink. It's probably the best description I have of it, and by the time we got into turn 1, just after DRS getting disabled, I had absolutely no grip. I was aquaplaning everywhere. And
az az érzésem egyébként, hogy a Mercedes meg a Ferrari az úgy ennyivel többet tud egyébként, mint a többi csapat.
We've lost so many positions. Bottas, Raikkonen, Verstappen, Ricardo. We've lost positions to all of them, and we're gonna have to climb back up the field to get them back now. So. Yeah, let's race back through if we can. Dive bomb on Bottas into the second chicane, and we just about get that pulled up. Let's pull up a replay of that, because that was absolutely phenomenal. Outside on Raikkonen, inside for Bottas. 2 fins in 1 corner. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Ricardo. It's actually set to be getting towards heavy rain at some point. And that might only be a few laps away as we get up the inside of Ricardo into turn 1. However, this time we get braking all wrong and take to the escape road a little bit. Ricardo gets back through, so it's P5 for us once again. We try again on the next lap, and this time we get the move done a lot earlier on in the straight, and that makes life a whole lot more easier for us. So now we can set after the top 3. Verstappen is up next. And he actually makes an early stop there for...
Meg ezt nem láttuk még, ami itt van kint.
Verstappen is up next, and
itt jobb oldalt. Ez, hogy a pit window open-elve van. Tehát, hogy ki van nyitva a boxablak.
He actually makes an early stop there for wet compound tires. Here's my teammate once again on the preferred strategy. He's going on to wets at the perfect time. So too is Hamilton right behind. But this time we're not going to get hung out to soak. We're going to double stack at Ferrari here, and we're going to see if double stacking on F1 2020 is costly. I can confirm it is, because nice pause from the team there. That's the stupidest thing ever. And we got held for Max Verstappen, who was coming into his pit box there. So again, more time lost in the pit stops. It's been a very costly race so far, but thankfully it's a long one. Still 33 laps to go, and we've got a lot of time to make up the difference, and a lot of time to now rack up some penalties as we get our first of the evening.
Yeah,
we're on strict corner cutting rules as we try and pull a move on Max Verstappen. We do the double bluff around the outside into the middle sector chicane, and that is us onto the podium now. My teammate is 11.5 seconds up the road, but here's the double bluff. Inside, or outside, then inside, then back to the outside again, and Max Verstappen had absolutely no answer to that. Into the podium positions now, and this is following up right after the overtake. Max puts it up into overtake mode, and he goes for it. Oh, very audacious dive into Lesmo 2, and that has not worked out for him
Hiba.
at all. I'm not going to put full blame on him though, because I definitely turned in on him. There's not an overtaking place, but we move. It's P3, and at this point in the race, we finally have some clear air, and we're going to see if we can make some inroads on our teammate once again. However, since switching to the wet tires, I immediately
Igen Zsolti, ha a csapatot Mercedesnek hívják, akkor gyorsan tudnak végezni veled, a Ferrari-nál azért egy kicsit lassabb ez a történet.
got a message from Jeff saying that the weather was going back to intermediate tires. So that was a very short-lived stint on the inters.
Ja, meg ez az új grafika, amit kapunk még, ez a pitlane-es izé. De így ennyit a húdról.
To intermediate tires. So that was a very short-lived stint on the inters. For the first time this race, we actually stopped at the preferred time as opposed to our teammate who carried on for an extra lap. But we rejoin on the circuit. Verstappen is now lapped, so I think he's had a coming together with someone else as well. And now we chase down the race leaders who lost a bit of time in the pit stop phases. But now we're going to make a move on Hamilton here. Are we into turn one? No. I tried to actually outbrake Hamilton into turn one, but his Hamilton and Ricciardo, I will say this, were the last of the late breakers out of any of the AI. The amount of speed that they carry into corners is insane, as you saw from Ricciardo earlier. We're trying to go around the outside of Lewis here into the middle sector chicane. Have to leave him space on the inside, and that is move done for us. Not a great exit though into the middle sector, and now we're under pressure from Lewis once again, as he tries to go round the outside at Lesmo 1. That's not really going to work out for you well there. And now it is time for dry tyres. The conditions are just changing so quickly here at this Italian Grand Prix. It's very unpredictable. The track is pretty quickly now. It is side at Lesmo sector. Have to leave him space on the inside, and that is move done for us. Not a great exit though into the middle sector, and now we're under pressure from Lewis once again, as he tries to go round the outside.
Ne száradjon már fel ennyi idő alatt a pálya, annyira snassz ez. Ugyanabban a körben vagyunk, azt a kör végére érve már jól száraz pálya, Zsumi.
Lesmo 1, that's not really going to work out for you well there.
Ah.
And, now it is time for dry tyres. The conditions are just changing so quickly here at this Italian Grand Prix. It's very unpredictable. The track is pretty done dry at this stage, and surprise, surprise, Vettel is in again, Hamilton is in, and I am actually this time hung out to dry as the DRS has been enabled. I can't win, man. I've been so fast in this Grand Prix. Every time I get within striking distance of my teammate to get the preferred strategy, to get the preferred pit stop time, the weather changes, we have to change tyres, and we lose 10 seconds in the pit stop nearly every time. Here we are back on the softs, and look at that, the gap to Vettel, 9 seconds. It's an absolute joke, man. Absolute joke.
3 kör múlva megkisütött a nap. Hát mondjuk, amilyen időjárás volt most élőben, még úgy el is hiszem ezt egyébként, tehát...
Finally get some fortune.
Benne van az ilyesmi.
Daniel Ricciardo has retired
Na, a Renault.
Grand Prix.
Nem
Engine
bírta.
failure at turn 1. That's pretty darn realistic, I would say. Safety car is deployed, and now Vettel has nowhere to hide because there is no more pit stops for the rest of this Grand Prix, and I've got fresh soft compound tyres, 1 lap fresher than my teammate, 1 lap fresher than Hamilton. So let's do this, baby. Restart. We do have a lap car in the way, but let's see if we can get this guy regardless. Have a listen to the engine sound, because why not? Again, I tried to outbrake Hamilton in the turn 1, but his AI is insane. He really is last of the late breakers. Bottas now moves into P4, and at this point in the race, I was really thinking this was going to be easy. I thought I was going to romp away with this Grand Prix. I felt like I've had
No,
the pace of
nagyobb meccsenek
the AI
egymással.
for the majority of this race, but for some reason at the restart, everyone had amazing pace. Maybe the AI saved fuel, and they were able to burn a little bit more at this point, but I was really struggling in this early restart phase of this Grand Prix. We finally get past Hamilton, but look at him, really late under brakes into turn 1. That was difficult to do. We finally get it done. It's P2 now. Bottas moves into P3, and Bottas, for a few laps here, was very
Bottas
fast. Went out
megbolondult.
of battery, actually. in an effort to try and catch my teammate. Bottas flies back through, which is frustrating, but at the same time, it might help us because I can use his slipstream and his pace to get in front. But then the VSC kind of ruined those plans as we have this massive crash here with Romain Grosjean trying to overtake the Williams. Watch his steering wheel.
Hát de legalább reálisabb, bazd meg.
On the next shot, he just kind of jinks his wheel left and right, and then he overcorrects and goes straight into the wall. This is the AI mistakes coming into play, which I love to see. Makes for some unpredictability. But we get some momentum back in this Grand Prix. We get past Bottas, and again, Vettel is just outside of the 1 second region. And now I'm having to fast forward the video a lot to fit it in within 15 minutes. And you won't be able to tell, but this part of the race was a real struggle. I was really having to manage my fuel, really having to manage my battery. And then here on lap 50, this was the turning point. I feel like Vettel has turned his engine down because I'm in lean and regular ERS setting, and I am keeping pace with him here as we go around the outside into the middle sector chicane. Can we get the move done for the lead of the Grand Prix? Yes, we can. It is a Ferrari 1-2 with Charles Leclerc leading the way here in this Italian Grand Prix. The rain is coming back again, guys. This is unbelievable scenes. But yeah, the gap is 1.9 seconds. I need to bridge the gap to Vettel by 3 seconds in order to win this Grand Prix because I have a 3-second time penalty. But it's the last lap of the race now. I've been trying to push as much as I can. But again, it turned into an ice skating rink and there was absolutely nothing I could do. Vettel will win by virtue of the penalty. We finished first on track, but at the end of the day, it was not enough, and Vettel is your victor at the Italian Grand Prix. Very, very lucky he was with the strategy, with the way that things fell today, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't have got the penalty. Thank you so much for watching. I know this seemed like...
Akkor nézzük meg először az intrót erről. Utána majd... Ez Coop is lesz ez ennek? Meg kell nézni. Az hát. Jó, akkor hang nélkül. Az autó az ismerős lesz szerintem mindenkinek. Mert a multiplayer részében már benne volt tavaly. Na. Kezdjük csak előre. Vannak itt érdekes dolgok. Azért. Igen, tehát ilyen saját versenyzővel kell elindulnunk, ugye? Hát egyben mi leszünk a versenyzők, meg a csapattulajdonosok is. Igen, tehát itt lehet az overallokat beállítani, hát nem tudom, hogy ez, ami a melkasan van a csávónak, ez fölkerül majd a sisakra is, ugye, a rendes csapatnál is. Díjazzam amúgy. Ez olyan, mint egy pizsama, de elég komolyan néz ki amúgy. Azért. Igen, ez ilyen angol zászló című rovat. Ugye ez a ruha is ismerős lehet, mert ez volt az alapizé. Kesztyűt is lehet állítani talán. Ugye a sisak design. Igen, tehát itt vannak a festések, amiket úgy be lehet applikálni a játékba, gondolom, majd lehet színezni is, meg ilyenek. Ezek is ilyen előre beállított festések lesznek, úgyhogy... Ja, hát igen, ilyen előre beállított dizájnok. Igen. Igen, ugye ki kell választani a motort, amink van. Amik vannak ugye, tehát a motorbeszállító partnert. Azt mondja, hogy a Honda-ra 86-os performance-t mondtak 76-os durability-vel, a Renault-ra 87-es performance 79-es durability-vel. Ferrari 94, durability 97, Mercedesre 89-es performance, durability 93. Hát... Ennél azért szerintem erősebb a Mercedes meg a Ferrari. Már így a másik kettőhöz képest. Viszont a Honda az ennél megbízhatóbb már. Azért. Én a Mercedes fölvinném 92-re, a Ferrari-t 97-re performance terén. A Honda-t meg a Renault-t azt meg olyan 80 környékére tenném. Inkább. Mondjuk lehet, hogy ez a valós adatok alapján lőtték be, mert ugye a csúcs teljesítményt azt nem kell keverni azzal mindig, amit abból pályára is visznek. Tehát még aszfaltra is kell vinni, tehát lehet, hogy jók ezek a számok úgy aránylag egyébként, mert lehet, hogy tényleg ennyi a csúcs teljesítményük ezeknek a motoroknak, ha most átváltjuk ezekre. De nem olyan fura, de mindegy. Igen, ezek lesznek a szponzoraink, ugye nem való szponzor egyik se. Az Antwerp, Satellite Atlantic, Highland, Inlovó, Venus, Sunburst, Avax. Ugye lesz egy valaggal, és mindegyiknek más lesz az elvárása majd itt. Tehát például lesz olyan, amelyiknek, mit tudom én, 5-nél jobban kell teljesíteni a konstruktőri VB-be. Akkor viszont annál többet ad, valakinek 30 pontot kell szerezni. Akkor valamelyiknél 8. helyezést kell elérni, tehát azért lesz választék. Igen, ez volt a másik, ami megkavarta még a szart egyébként így a komment szekcióba. Hogy Bottas, az mi a faszra kapott 90-et például. Ezt nem értjük. Alapból Hamiltont fel kellett volna vinni 98-ra. Szerintem. Vettel, Leclerc, Verstappen úgy alájuk. És Bottas úgy mögé, az egész mögé. Aztán meg a többiek. Az a baj, Zsolti, hogy a szponzori dolgot azt az olyan, hogy nem is mindegyik szponzor viseli elő egymást ugyanazon az autón. Tehát például, mondok neked egy példát, elég érdekesen nézni ki a Red Bullon a Monster, mint szponzor. Vágod? Vagy mondjuk, mit tudom én, lenne Pepsi Cola a szponzora egy csapatnak, és akkor ott lenne még a Coca-Cola azon. Tehát ezt akarták ezzel elkerülni, de hát ezt már évekkel előtte le kellett volna zsírozni egyébként, tehát ez a My Team-es ez a My Team-es történet, ez szerintem ez ilyen nagyon hirtelen jött ötlet volt egyébként. Amúgy azért vannak benne kitalált szponzorok. Na mindegy, ezt fogadjuk el, hogy ez így ennyi. Na igen, ez az, ami még de majd ez a rating, tehát ez a racecraft, awareness, meg pace, ez majd fog változni állítólag majd az idő során. Mi is volt az előbb? Igen, tehát ez lesz a motor részleg, ahogy elnézem. Mondjuk egy 1600 köbcentis V6 nem tudom, van-e ekkora? Szerintem nincs, én nekem nagy az a motor, na mindegy, ezt megint így nem nézzük. Asszonyka, adminisztrátor. Tehát lesznek majd olyanok, hogy mire fókuszáljon a csapat. Tehát, hogy így a motorerőre, szimulátor trainingre, akkor van ez a driver promotion filming, tehát ez szerintem a forgatási nap fog megfelelni, amit élesbe is csinálnak, akkor kaszni. Még nem tud... Amúgy miért egy villa meg egy kés annak a jele? Ezt mondjátok már meg nekem. Na mindegy. Marketing. Meg ilyen PR training a második versenyzőre. Ja, meg hát lesz egy táblázat, hogy mibe kell majd részt venni. Igen, ezekre kell majd figyelni. Aero, kaszni, személyi, edzés, motorerő, megbízhatóság, marketing. Na, és akkor ezeket így lehet majd állítani. Igen, ez itt a szokásos, amit már ismerünk. Ez nem tudom, hogy mi. Ez a szimulátor lesz. Szélcsatorna. Ez az, amit rohadtul akartam ebben a játékban amúgy. Megbízhatóság. Egy ilyen táblázat, hogy lássuk, hogy mi a helyre rákva. Megbízhatóság terén ki milyen. Felfüggesztés teszt? Aha. Szuper. Ez mondjuk egy jó. Ez ordított, hogy kell még bele majd. Várja, ott... Mintha egy pillanatra mutatták volna az erős sorrendet. Szerintem ez hagy egy kis kívánni valót maga után még. Ez az R&D. Mondjuk lehet, hogy itt már fejlesztettek a többiek, nem tudom. Fura. Ja, az már fejlesztette, akkor semmi. Jó. Oké. Itt meg a visszajelzések a csapatról. Itt az lesz igazából. Ez egy ilyen statisztika, hogy állunk a pénzzel. Nem tudom, nektek hogy tetszett amúgy ez az egész? Írjátok meg kommentbe. Szerintem vagy itt. Nektek bejön? Akkor megmondom őszintén, olyan fura érzelmeket, ilyen felemás érzelmeket váltott ki bennem ez a játék, de igazából ha jól megcsinálták ezt az egészet, tehát nem lesz ilyen buzulás meg ilyesmi, az akkor jó lesz ez igazából. Na srácok, én viszont megköszöntem, hogy itt voltatok. Lehet, hogy lesz estére egy kis kanadai nagydíj, majd még meglátom. Ilyen kedvem lesz. Úgyhogy papa.